In this section, we will be working with practical domain and range. Now, the practical domain of a function is the set of all values of the input variable that makes sense in a given situation. Practical domain, you're working with an application of a function. Practical range, same idea. The practical range of a function is the set of all possible values for the output variable that makes sense in a given situation. So when we're looking for practical domain and range, we're looking for the values that make sense. Here in example 1, you're at a gas station, currently charging $3.83 per gallon for gas. And the function C of n gives the cost to fill up your car, the cost to pump in gallons of gas. And your car's tank can hold a maximum of 20 gallons of gas. So looking at this problem, in this situation, the input variable is going to be the number of gallons pumped. So I'm just going to write down number of gallons that you pump into your car. So the practical domain will be the values for that input that make sense. So how many gallons of gas could you possibly pump? So starting with the lower bound, you really can't imagine pumping a negative number of gallons into your car. So the lower bound will be 0. All right, that's the lowest number of gallons you're going to pump. Then reading through the problem, your car's tank can hold a maximum of 20 gallons of gas. So 0 to 20 gallons is the restrictions for the number of gallons that you can pump. So the input variable n can be anywhere from 0 to 20 gallons. So I'm going to write this as an inequality here. 0 is less than or equal to n is less than or equal to 20 gallons. Now this is something that does require a little bit of thought here. When I wrote these inequalities, I wrote less than or equal to. So what this indicates is that the input variable can include 0. And on the other side, include 20. This is something that you need to think about because in some situations the endpoints might not make sense. The endpoints might not actually be part of the practical domain. So it's just something to think about. But here we can't imagine pumping 0 gallons. We can imagine pumping 20 gallons. So those endpoints are included in the practical domain. Part C, the output variable, is the cost in dollars to fill up your car. So the practical range will be all possible values for this output variable. So if you think about it, if you pump 0 gallons of gas, that's going to cost you $0. So the practical range, the lowest value is going to be $0. You also have to come up with a maximum value. So the most amount of gallons you can pump will be 20 gallons. 20 gallons at $3.83 per gallon. So $3.83 times 20 equals $76.60. So the practical range will be everything from $0 to $76.60. Writing this as an inequality, C of n is everything between and including 0 and $76.60.